It is party time. It is Wednesday, hump day. Let's get into it. So many things to get into. Actually, you know what? Let's just chill today. We're going to have a good time. We're not going to talk about anything. I'm just going to stare at the camera. How about that? We're in the mothership. You know I can't shut up that long. I told you guys on Monday that I might have somebody pop in, a little special guest, you know, maybe an old friend, somebody like that. So I did. Hot news, Natalie. What are you doing in here, girl? They should have. I told security not to let your ass in here.
I know. I did not get to just walk in. Like, they were like, I need your information.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man.
Whole new security around here, girl.
It's been that long.
It's been a while.
I know.
Because we're in the different room now. And you were
I
like,
walked to the other room.
You were like, shouldn't we go down? I was like, nope, we're not there. We haven't been there. In December will be 2 years.
I'm a lost puppy.
Yeah.
I know. I've missed you, though.
Has it really been 2 years? Since you've been in here?
I guess. I don't know. When did you run for governor?
It's been a while. I mean, the primary was March 1st of 22.
Okay.
That's a year and a half ago.
Well, 21 probably. No, yeah, we're 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, and then you were like, hey, you want to come hang out with me? I was like, yes. And then this morning I confirmed, and you're like, okay, it's going to be you and a supermodel. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
And also, you probably won't get in makeup because she'll be in there. I'm like, she doesn't need makeup. She's a supermodel. I'm not coming.
Yeah. But you came.
Yeah.
I love it when you just keep saying, I'm not coming.
I did.
I feel like your husband.
No, he knows.
He knows what's up.
He knows how to do it.
He walking with a limp today. For those of you who don't know who Hot News Natalie is, Hot News Natalie was she was the co-host of this show forever. You were, I mean, from the beginning. From the beginning when we were over there in the hot box over there.
Yes.
In the other building over there with no air conditioning.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Those were good times.
Yep. Party foul.
Yeah. Bougie Sean.
Me, bougie.
Yeah.
It was
like a family.
It still is.
It still is. Why'd you leave me? Everybody wants to know. Why'd you leave me?
I know. I got quite a few messages. Some people were like, bye. No, nobody said that to me. They weren't that mean.
Bish, bye.
Bish, bye. Gotta go. I did have people ask me, and there was my gig started picking back up because I MC a lot of events and I host a lot of shows. Like I helped produce the NFL draft, and of course that after 2020, you know, it took a while even for that to come back. But things started picking back up, so I started MCing stuff and things that pay.
Yeah, this didn't.
I mean, I love you, but I like the stuff that pays.
Let me tell you something. I've learned so much being here at the Blaze about the way Blaze does things. Like, I just thought, hey, we're having a podcast. Your buddies want to come hang out.
Yep.
Boom, come on and hang out. Now you got these people around here, their buddies get paid.
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all have a budget? There's a budget for that show?
I had so much fun doing, and I have so much fun doing the show with you. That part didn't matter to me. I loved you, but then obviously when people were throwing money at you.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like when Party Foul, when you, when Lisa Page, when anybody was doing this show, y'all were just coming. I mean,
we'd hoped one day we would get rich off of it. But
I was hoping something was going to happen. And then that's why when people kept going, what happened to Party Foul Steve? I miss Party Foul Steve. The show sucks without Party Foul Steve.
Yep.
Where's Hot News Natalie? The show sucks. I was like, do you ever watch their shows? I mean, if you love them so much.
You can't say that about me.
Have you ever supported their shows?
I had Hot On.
You had Hot on Homes, but that wasn't a
Chad.
podcast.
No, that's true.
That's a real estate show.
Okay.
You ever seen that real estate sex stuff? You ever seen those deals? You ever seen any of those movies?
I've missed out.
You're pure as the driven snow. Apparently, that's a whole genre of porn where they pretend to be real estate agents that have sex with the potential customer.
Like in homes.
Like, I'm going to buy this house if you'll.
Oh.
Yeah. Which seems like an expensive proposition.
It does.
Like, now you're stuck with a 30-year mortgage.
That is
You know? And over that girl, with that gaping,
Wow.
Yeah.
You get a new home and an STD. Wow, the new way of buying homes.
This mortgage comes with a syringe.
This mortgage comes.
Yeah. I've missed you. People thought everybody thought we had a falling out. It was like, oh no, it was never any of that. Just like Party Foul Steve he was focused more on his podcast and he moved to Florida.
I know.
He's coming back. I'm going to spoil it. He wants it to be some kind of big surprise, but he's coming back to Texas.
And then I'm going to come hang out with y'all.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
Because I moved down to where you grew up.
I know. You moved to my hometown.
I know. I moved down. Well, I'm in the Woodlands. Conroe.
That's the rich part of my
Conroe
hometown.
has come up in the world.
They have.
Since you were there.
But when I was there.
Yeah.
No. But, it was Woodlands and Conroe, and the Woodlands was kind of like the rich people's version.
Bougie.
Not that Conroe doesn't have money, because it definitely does.
Oh, it does.
Not me.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love Montgomery County, Texas.
Ugh.
Like, no matter what, I love living there.
Yes.
If you'd have told me however long ago that one day I would be living in North Houston, I'd have said, no way.
Right.
I love Montgomery County,
Lake
Texas.
Conroe.
Got the place on Lake Conroe, out at the lake, right across from Margaritaville. Love it there.
Yep.
Love it. But you, of course, you were a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. But I look at it like this. Once a Cowboys cheerleader, you're always a Cowboys cheerleader.
I think so, but when I tried to put the uniform back on,
Different
they wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
They were like, not on this scale.
Are you still part of the making the team thing?
So that was another
the show
I
gone?
had. That show after 16 seasons finally got cut. But just to be a reality show like that it's real. Actually, that's more of a documentary than a reality show.
Yeah.
Because it's just documenting the process of going through the audition phase. It canceled. 16 seasons of any show is phenomenal.
That's huge.
That's a long run.
It's longer than Friends. It's longer than Seinfeld.
That's right. I mean, that is a long run, and I think even the Cowboys internally have discussed maybe doing something on their own. So who knows? But I know everybody's fascinated by that.
People were mega
audition.
fans of that deal.
Oh, and they still are.
I love watching the old episodes where you cry and the mascara's coming down your face.
Oh man, I was because my first season I tried out, I was like the last one cut the day before squad photo.
And I love the trick. Yeah, see, that's hard. The last one
when you
cut.
get that close and you've put the uniform on and they've actually made it for
fitted
your
you.
body, and then they're like, not going to happen.
And you had the widest white girl hips in the history.
I still do. I mean, they're like, you have the widest hips on the squad, and I'm like, well, I was in my 30s when I cheered, so yeah.
Yeah, you went in as an old lady.
I did. I went in with Centrum Silver. I did.
She was doing high kicks with Dr. Scholl's in the boots. Little pre-cut tennis balls on the edge of your walker.
Yes.
You're sliding it around.
That jump split with that walker was tricky.
You and your husband Joseph, I see you guys. Y'all still are pretty active. I mean, y'all do some stuff for old people, but y'all still get out to the games and stuff and do things with the Cowboys.
Yes, and you're right. There's usually an alumni halftime, so we'll get out there and we'll actually dance.
Yeah.
They still put me in the back of the formation. I don't blame them, but I still get to be out there.
And they put y'all in like windsuits, right?
No, it's jeans.
Cover up some of that, the varicose veins.
Yeah, blue jeans and I'm a rookie. Our jeans and then our alumni shirt, sparkled jersey.
Yeah.
So
you are beautiful and
thank you.
Always will be my favorite human. 100%.
Thank you.
And I've missed you, and I don't. This is bittersweet because I know you're going to leave me again today. But I saw Jay Novacek. Jay and Amy were here yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And Jay never says anything. I just like to make him say things.
That has been my encounter in the past with him. Even when I have a mic and I need him to say stuff, he'd like shut down on me, and I was like,
I told him,
interviewing you again.
I told him, I said, and I've known Jay and Amy for years, and they were practically neighbors of mine when I lived down in Burleson. And Amy will talk to you,
Yes.
And she's had some health scares recently, stuff like that, but she's doing great. But I saw Jay, and his hands are so big, they're like a bunch of bananas. I mean, I got little hands, right? You shake hands with Jay, and he just swallows you up. You feel like a little kid at church with a creepy guy with the candy in his pocket. And it's like, Jay, and I said, Sunday I tweeted, might as well go ahead and give the Cowboys that ring after that 40-0 win. And he was like,
I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I was like, but he just doesn't give two F's.
No,
he's like, whatever.
I've gotten him talking about some things, but he doesn't say much.
Passion.
Yeah,
okay.
He is country boy, cowboy. He don't say something unless he's ready to talk.
Well, I'm glad you said, if you're a Cowboys fan, that was a fun game to watch, just because it's been a long time since we've seen anything like that. On the other hand, you're like, as a Cowboys fan, you've learned not to be like, that's it, Super Bowl bound, because I'm not that way. I'm like, either we are really good. Dak did look different to me.
Yeah.
Or the Giants really suck.
They do really suck. The defense, Dallas's defense, and I know nobody cares about the NFL because everybody's commenting right now going, I hate the NFL. I haven't watched the NFL in 5 years. But here's the thing. I do care about the Cowboys. I hate the fact that I care about the Cowboys. I was at Texas Live. I watched the game. I was staying at the Lowe's Hotel, so I went over to Texas Live. I was the only white person there. It was like the Crips, the Bloods, and
Chad.
the Sinaloa cartels.
Really?
It was all of that. Yeah. And Jerry Jones knows how to fill a stadium, but I was the only white person there.
Okay.
And we had a good old time.
Yeah.
But I was like, 32 of those points were by the defense.
Yes.
And the other 8 points were.
That's true.
Were the offense.
Defense looked great.
And they did miss an extra point. And I was like, okay. But they did. I think it's the best defense in the NFL right now.
I wanted to blame the missed point on the slick ball.
It was pretty wet.
It's wet.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, that slick ball will get you in trouble every time.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You got dried
up. But I'm excited about it. But I tweeted that. I put it on Facebook. I said, just go ahead and give them the ring. We've already won the Super Bowl. Right. Because that's the typical Cowboys attitude every year. That's the fan base. And a lot of people, as usual, on social media, they take it way too seriously. Oh, there's 16 more games to play, Chad.
And that's true.
I know.
We know.
I know, and we will be 8-9. We will end the season 8-9, okay? We'll do great till we get to the playoffs.
I'm going to give them better.
You think so?
Yeah.
They should until they get to the first round of the playoffs.
Until injuries start happening.
That's that.
And that's usually what happens. But I do love the Cowboys. I loved the national anthem.
It was great.
It was 9/11, right? They played on
No,
they played the day before.
They played the day before. They played on 9/11
was
Queen Latifah
too.
did a great job singing the national anthem.
I'm not a big fan of a lot of runs when you're singing the national anthem, like all that.
Yeah.
And I felt like she kept it.
I forgot Queen Latifah can sing.
I just remember from what was it, Living Single or whatever that show she was on, but she was great.
She was good. It was good. And then, of course, Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, he comes running out with the flag. I don't know if you saw that clip or not, where he comes running out. I mean, it was a very patriotic display. New York, and then 4 plays later, he was out forever.
He's old.
He's done. Yeah, he shouldn't have.
39.
He should have never. He should have retired from the Packers and been done, gone out on top. I get you want to be Brett Favre, you want to be Tom Brady, but that's not for everybody.
But even those stragglers, you're holding on to yesterday, and
you got a torn Achilles, and now that's it forever. Yeah. You're done. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah,
and that's sad. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers, but
yeah,
these guys hold on too long.
Yes.
It's like you back there in the windsuit.
I mean, I'm one to talk. 33 years old, doing the jump splits in the middle of the field. Somehow didn't tear my ACL. I don't know how.
Oh, well. But there's always time. You'll be back for the
tryout
They'll
again.
Be back. Yeah.
Well, there is no age like max.
Yeah. Well, let's go to a break because we are going to bring the supermodel on, and we're going to move you down the couch. It's like Johnny Carson. You're going to sit down there by Ed,
where I belong,
and we're gonna get into some topics of the day. Because I know you don't read the news. You sit over there in your ivory tower in Grapevine. You say you live in Grapevine, but when you walk to the edge of your yard, you're in Southlake.
No.
That's the truth.
No. You live on the lake. We live on the lake.
And hit. Oh, okay. Well.
In Grapevine.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it's a Grapevine address. Your 16,000 square foot palatial estate.
Not 16,000 square
14. It's huge. It's massive.
It's bigger than we thought we would ever buy because we really got a good deal.
The gun business is working out. And I saw your husband. They own Texas Gun Experience on Main Street in Grapevine. All of my guns. I just bought 3 suppressors over there. I just bought another rifle, a new hunting rifle in there, 28 Nosler. Got a suppressor for that. I'll go back in there and get the optics on it soon. I went in there, spent, I don't know, a lot of money. Thanks. I always do. And I always text you guys. I said, just want you to know I spent a lot of money. And but I ran into your husband. Oh, I know where I saw you when we shot the Only God Can Make a Woman music video with CJ and Sarah. And so we shot it at Texas Gun Experience. And they were like, well, we can't show Texas Gun Experience. But we strategically shot that video in there in the women's bathroom with me in drag. Fantastic. And I saw your husband there. I was like, he's still selling brain surgery devices.
Yeah, he still works
He's like, why not?
I mean,
it's
why
money.
not?
I mean, I got this, I'm a billionaire now from selling guns. I'm a major arms dealer.
No, we still owe the bank for that. It'll
You'll be
a
okay.
while. So
you'll be okay. You'll be all right. Yeah.
Be all right. But I mean, with all the training and the machine gun experience there at the range, it's so much fun.
Oh, it's great. It's the only place I go. It's the only range I go to. And if I'm in DFW, it's the only range I go to. It's the only place that gets my money for guns, hands down. No question about it.
I love you for that.
I love you. All right, Vladimir Putin, speaking of guns, Vladimir Putin called the U.S. dollar's drop in dominance objective and irreversible during a recent BRICS. That's, that summit with South Africa. It was in South Africa. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That's the BRICS nations. They agreed to use local currencies instead of the U.S. dollar. It's the first shoe to fall as the demand for the dollar weakens. The buying power of the dollar weakens as well. That's why you got to use Birch Gold. It is busy. Let me tell you something. They're so busy over there taking calls from people and teaching people because investors and savers like you are looking to harness the power of physical gold held in a tax-sheltered IRA. If you want to protect your retirement, it's the only way to do it. Text CHAD, I spell it Chad, to 989898 for your free info kit on gold. With thousands of happy customers, an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless 5-star reviews, you, too, can make sure that you are protected with true physical gold. Make sure that you got that tax-sheltered IRA. Text Chad to 989898. The folks over at Birch Gold will send you that information kit. Will be no obligation. Text Chad 989898. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if you feel sorry for me or not, but you should, because I have a hard life. I have manufactured oppression. I'm a victim. There's so many things that are done to me that I have to put up with on a day-to-day basis that I just don't know if I could take this anymore. In fact, I quit. I'm out. No, seriously. I live a pretty good life. It's pretty fantastic. It's amazing because I get to sit here and talk to people like Hot News Natalie and my very good friend, Bri Teresi. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. You're actually here, not on Skype.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me today. I know it's great to be here.
Yeah, thank you for. I'm sorry that you had to put up with Alex Stein last night.
I love Alex.
Alex is something else, and
Alex.
He probably paid you to say that. That's the thing.
No, remember, I was the one who slid into Alex's DMs.
Yeah, you're the one who sent him a message being like, sup. Yeah, anybody that goes into Alex's DMs is looking for trouble.
We're lunatics, both Alex and I.
I know. Let me ask you, when you met him, because we're going to get back to you here in a second, but is that the first time you'd ever been around Alex?
No. Okay, so I met Alex at AmFest last year.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and I don't know, we had mutual friends and we were standing next to each other, and I asked him, I'm like, are you drunk? And he said, no, I'm always like this. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. He's sober.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
The craziest people I know in my life don't drink. Like Natalie doesn't drink.
I don't drink either.
You don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink. I don't need it.
I do.
Well, I don't. You know that because I act drunk. So.
Yeah. And everybody that I know that doesn't drink tends to act drunk.
Yeah.
Jesse Payton, that opens for me on the road. He does not drink. Thank God he does not drink. Alex Stein, thank God he's sober. But, Alex, that's the reason I was asking you that, is because when you meet Alex, it's like he's bigger than you think.
That's what I told him. I said he's a lot taller than I would have thought.
He was a college football player.
I did not know that.
Yeah, University of Central Florida.
I'll ask him about that later today.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than people anticipate. That's why when you see him out there at those rallies or those riots or the protests and people are like coming up to him, it's like he's not a dude you're just going to push around.
And he's been working out.
Yeah.
Apparently he boxes. Yeah.
Well, he was doing the boxing thing, and so he started working out. He dropped some weight. He's looking good.
Do they think you're smaller?
Most people, so like yesterday I posted a picture with Jay Novacek and Jaco Booyens and Sheriff Mark Lamb from Arizona, who's, by the way, running for Senate now, and Bill Wayburn, the sheriff of Tarrant County here in Texas. All of those men are 6'4", 6'5".
That's true.
And I'm 6 feet tall. And so people see that picture and they're like, how short are you?
6 feet tall? That's not short.
No, I'm just around a bunch of, cowboys
like
here.
Really tall.
You're not a small guy.
No, I'm not a small guy. But I'm, Texas-wise, I'm short. Because in Texas, if you're not 6'4". But anyway, Bri, last time we talked to you, now you are an influencer, you're a model, you are a golf influencer, you've done all these things. If you're not following Bri on social media, you need to be doing that, killing it. But the last time she was on the show was in the middle of the Bud Light debacle.
Yeah.
And you took some bullets to the Bud Light cans and all of that. got a little blowback from all that. Of course, everybody did when they did
I got a lot of I've pretty much been blacklisted from Hollywood since all that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, God has me in the place he wants me to be in. I'm obviously live in Florida now. That part of my life is somewhat done with, and I'm very thankful for social media and opportunities that have arisen since all of that. But I mean, I haven't booked a job in LA since May.
All because
that's
of that.
interesting because I've seen a lot of people blacklist California, so it may not be you so much as I've seen the fanfare. I feel like has faded a lot these last few years when it comes to California being the central of. It's just not the case anymore.
Well, I think, Brandon, and you could probably confirm this, aren't the writers in Hollywood still on strike?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know these things.
They're still out there, still on strike, and no one cares.
Nobody cares. Not something I pay attention to.
No, I mean, I don't care. I honestly dread having to go to LA for anything. So I see it as a blessing. I mean, I have so many other opportunities now, which also I'm making more money with other things. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. And then I don't have to go to evil Los Angeles. So.
And it's a
God
cesspool.
is good, yeah.
The cesspool. I was just out in San Diego, and I was like, And San Diego, California, so many of those places, those cities used to be so beautiful, and now it's just like a place filled with homelessness and just poverty and just
fecal
dirty
map
and fecal maps and. Ugh.
So I do go back and forth to Northern California, not San Francisco. My family and that's where we were from, and I love it out there, up near Lake Tahoe, and it's honestly my favorite place. Will always be home for me.
Yeah.
But Southern California, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
And I know people love, Orange County's nice and stuff, but Los Angeles, no.
And some of the people there are great.
Yeah, of course.
There's great people there.
There are
great
some
people.
Yesterday on the show, I was talking about, hey, we could Bud Light California. It's the biggest economy in the country. People are like, hey, we're still here fighting the good fight. And I was like, well, the good fight's over.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of the bureaucracy has won.
The majority of the
that.
Fortune 500 companies from California, they have all left.
Yep, they're gone.
It's insane. I mean, my sister and I, we were just talking about this. So she lives in the Bay Area, and San Francisco used to be a great city, and obviously now it's
gorgeous.
not. And I would not allow her and her boyfriend to even go out there. I'm just like, please, it's not safe for you guys. But even what they're doing with gun laws, I'm like, can I even talk about this? But my dad, for example, I mean, he's had his concealed carry in California, like majority of my family members, and they're not even able to carry in majority of places now. So, I mean, what Gavin Newsom has done to our state is just horrible. And then obviously, the mayors and everything. But all the good people have pretty much left California or they're going to be leaving. Yeah.
Well, the point that I was making yesterday on the show is these states like New York and Illinois and even Washington and Oregon in a lot of ways, in California, I'm afraid they're going to eventually make it where you can't leave. Because, again, they're already violating people's constitutional rights. They're limiting and restricting travel. We saw that during the pandemic. They're doing more and more things that make it harder for people to travel. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, you saw this talking about guns. We saw that New Mexico governor who said, well, we're just going to suspend your ability to carry a firearm for 30 days. Well, you can't do that. And she said, well, it's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you feel about it.
And it takes people rebelling against them. So obviously we saw a lot of young men, voicing their opinions and standing up for what's right. They obviously we have constitutional carry, and they were just like, nope, we're not doing this. And then we also have law enforcement. Hopefully they will continue to support these people, and they're not going to be arresting them for this. But I don't know. They could, I guess, get them in the future.
When you took the stand over the Bud Light thing, and the world, it feels like the world's coming down on you. I know what it's like whenever the Twitter trolls come after you, and it lasts, for typically when they jump on you, all the bots and the crazies come after you for about 36 hours, and then it kind of dies down. Yeah. Yours went a little bit longer. It was a little bit more.
Yeah, and then there was a couple other. So after the Bud Light, then Target, I made a video about Target, and I went on a couple
punishment.
I went on a couple podcasts. Well, I started just getting really furious, and I'm sure you probably can relate to this, when they are involving children and all of that. So what they were doing with Target, that obviously infuriated me, and I took a very public stand against that. So I got a lot of hate regarding that, and I think that's what Hollywood, when they're like, no, Bri, we're done with you. I'm pretty sure once I started bringing up a lot of the trans stuff and the grooming. But yeah, hate messages, I don't really care. I used to live stream on YouTube and Twitch, and I'm used to getting hate messages. So I'm like, whatever, bring it on.
So I was going to ask you, like, does it not hurt your feelings, but does it ever scare you when you start getting those kind of messages?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, you know what? I have a great family. I feel very protected, and I'm sorry if some like basement hugger troll is gonna come at me. I know I'm a great person, and you know, I'm not gonna let them bother me.
Yeah. You know, you look at it and it's like, we know we live in a crazy world, and you never know what people are capable of or anything like that. But we were having a conversation, a friend of mine, and we were talking the other day. It was like, you know, the people who say they're going to come do something to you, they're not the ones to worry about. The crazy people don't tell you they're coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That they don't announce that. So, because I've dealt with that plenty, but I'm a
you just have to be cautious.
grown man.
I mean, you know how it is too. As a woman, you always have to be cautious where you are, be aware of your surroundings. Yeah, I have more problems on the golf course than I did with any of the trans stuff. I'm like, I can't go to the golf course without being harassed by someone. So
That's true.
I had to call it cops the other day, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Whoa.
It was just somebody who was a little too intense. He had followed me to my vehicle, and
Did he know who you were?
Yeah. So he was like a very diehard Instagram fan, I guess, but I think he might have been a little bit mentally ill, and it was just a bit scary. So.
And they think they know you.
Yeah.
And they're just from being on camera, it gets really personal, and then you bring in the mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's scary stuff.
And then it's like, okay, I realized, you know, I put myself out there, so. But still, you just have to be.
You don't have to backpedal.
Yeah.
Don't backpedal. People, you still deserve to be and feel safe.
Yeah. So I'm very cautious about that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Natalie be in the airport and they'd be screaming "Hot news, Natalie! Hot news, Natalie!"
I did get hot news, Natalie.
And you're like, "What's up? Follow me to my car."
You're right. I was like, I miss those days. What happened?
I know.
No, yeah, you get some really.
Yeah.
But 99% of the people are just so great. They just,
of course,
love
yeah.
it. And then
like,
you get the one that
I love the people that follow me and support me. Obviously, I'm super appreciative of that. It's just like a couple people, like, okay, please give me my space.
Yeah.
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 Security.
You're playing a lot of golf.
Yeah, I play a lot of golf.
Yeah.
I love playing golf.
I need to go do
I'm
some
taking
of
the
that.
week off. I was having a little bit of a hard week last week golf-wise, so I need to give myself a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Well, and you came here to put up with Alex Stein.
Yeah.
So I was glad we were able to steal you away, and we're going to hang out a little bit. So I want to get into some topics in the next deal. We'll talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the world and get y'all's take on it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I trust a woman's intuition. I don't ever listen to it, but I've learned to trust it. You know what I'm saying, Natalie?
I know.
Don't look at me so knowingly.
I just know.
Don't. Hey, here's something for Relief Factor. This is something for me and you, Natalie. Relief Factor. It'll deal with our inflammation markers.
Oh,
okay.
good.
Poor Bri. She's so young. Look at her. So young. She doesn't have any pain.
No.
Just people that follow her to the car.
Sneeze wrong. We've got issues.
I know. Hey, since the early days of Blaze TV, we've been fortunate enough to work with the team over at Relief Factor. At the time when they brought us Relief Factor, it was unknown. It was something they had tried in their marketplace of Seattle, and it showed remarkable ability to reduce pain for a lot of different types of chronic ailments. I use Relief Factor because it's an all-natural alternative to pain medications, and it helps keep you pain-free. Because inflammation is not only the chief cause of pain, it's also a factor in many other diseases, and you got to feel better knowing that Relief Factor is always working to keep your inflammation markers in check. Now, there's hundreds of thousands of people out there who order Relief Factor every month. About 70% of them reorder because it works, and you can order a trial pack for only $19.95 to see if it'll work for you to help reduce your pain. Go to relieffactor.com to order, or you can call them on the phone. Call them at 800, the number 4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com, and feel the difference. We'll be right back. You know, you talked about kids in the last segment and talking about just the attack on kids that's out there. And it's insane because they just do not let up on this stuff. And after a while, you know, there are things that they're trying to accept in our world that, you know, a couple of years ago, we would have never entertained, you know, whether it's hormone blockers or, you know, gender modification. It goes all the way to surgery. I mean, the stuff they're arguing for in kids is insane. But then you take the stuff that's in the school libraries that kids have access to. It's absolutely insane. And there's a funny clip out there. I want y'all's reaction to it. This is Senator Kennedy, who just has, in my opinion, the funniest way with words. He's going to read one of these books. Play that clip, please.
Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue. And I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees.
Oh my God.
And I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he
Oh my God.
He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All boys aren't blue. The second is another much discussed.
All right, let it go.
Oh,
Kill it. So it's more of that.
That's insane.
That is a book available to kids. And here's the thing, I'll tell you guys this. So like in the state of Texas, I've had people who say, well, you can't get that at my school's library. I was like, there is a Texas recommended reading list that is recommended by the school libraries. If you go online, all those titles are there.
Yeah, everything is online.
Yeah, it's all
every
there.
school.
And it's actually part of the Texas education curriculum recommended school reading program for the library.
We just fought a couple of years ago to get a book removed from a particular school district here where it showed children how to masturbate while they're driving. Wow. While they're driving. That was one of the schools.
That doesn't seem safe at all.
It's just not safe.
Well, also what just disgusts me, and on a very serious note, is, a lot of children do face terrible things at home where they're being molested or raped.
Right.
And it's trying to make that okay.
Normalize
and kids, to normalize pedophilia, and for kids to be like, oh, okay, well, this person was touching me this way. It's like, no, you shouldn't be learning about that in school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to religious schools growing up. I don't even think we ever had any classes when I was in school talking about anything, maybe just basic biology and anatomy and stuff, but it's just disgusting, and it's trying to okay grooming, and we need to continue to stand up. And, we do see people even in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So, as much as I like to hate on Hollywood, there are groups of people, I guess maybe in Glendale, but in the suburbs of Hollywood, that are standing up, because in California, if parents don't agree with the identity their child chooses, now, CPS can just come and confiscate your children.
They're making that a law. I mean, they're trying to pass that bill now.
So it's like, oh, sorry, Judy doesn't want to be a girl anymore. Oh, okay, well, we're going to take your kid. And then we all know what happens in CPS. So
yeah, exactly. Now
that's a lot of child grooming in there too. And I don't know if we want to get into all of that today, but there's a lot of horrible things that happen with all of these people.
And that's why I wanted to bring this up, because both of you, thankfully, you both foundationally are fully secure in your womanhood. Yeah. Right? And the fact that there are people out there who are being fed confusion. Mm-hmm. I call it transgenderism is what it is where out in Hollywood, you have a lot of these people. It's amazing how these so-called rich and famous celebrities, they all have a kid these days that are dealing with some kind of gender issues.
Like Megan Fox with 3.
Yeah. I mean, and my girlfriend and I, we were talking about, well, I'll just say don't want to bring it up, start naming names here, but some folks in Nashville that we know, and they're very well known. And it's like, you go to their Instagram and there's their kids. Their kids are struggling with it. And I'm like, what is going on with everybody?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. I thought you were talking about someone else. I didn't know it was the gender, but just even showcasing small children all the time. There's some celebrities in Nashville. Yeah. And you probably know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
why is she posting pictures of her little girl in a bikini all the time on Instagram when the girl's like 4 years old and like parading her when she has millions of followers?
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And I try to explain as a father of 3 daughters, and then also, I say to my girlfriend all the time, I'm like, if you understood the way the mind of a man works, you had a guy follow you to the car the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, neither of you are immune from that world. You've seen how guys can be stupid and men are stupid, but if you knew how I was looking at Tommy Lauren. She had a reel the other day. They were up in Syracuse, and her and her husband. He's a minor league baseball coach, played professional ball, and he's up there in Syracuse. They're finishing out their baseball season up there, and she was kind of saying, goodbye to the town and whatever. And she's wearing this low cut deal, and he walks over in the clip and he puts his hand over her cleavage like this, right? And so CJ saw that, and I said, see, he's a ball player, and of all people, he knows how men think, and it's like, it's not good what goes on in the mind of a man, and the fact that you're going to put a kid out there, like you're mentioning, I mean, it's stupid, and so that's why people say, oh, it's so crass that Senator Kennedy did what he did and reading that out. No, you have to do that.
Yeah. Sorry, we can't have these rose-colored glasses on all the time.
You gotta
like,
expose
people
it.
need to start standing up and showcasing what's really going on.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy. I mean, it's insane what's being put up with.
It's interesting to watch people getting arrested at these school board meetings who are just reading books from the actual school.
Yeah.
And then they get arrested for reading it. Yeah. And the irony of that is just blinding.
Turning their mics off and escorting them out. And and that's, again.
I mean, that's what the media is all about. They want to show us certain little things, and then all the truth, I mean, they just keep hiding.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so with stuff like that, I'm like, it's out there. And anybody that pushes back and says, no, it's not available. Yes, it is. It's available. I don't have it in here anymore, but we've got books. Go in my dressing room. If somebody didn't know me or what I talk about on this show, sometimes you went in my dressing room and some of the books that are in there, they'd be like, what's Chad into? This is for ages 10 and up. What's he reading? Some strong stuff with illustrations. And they need to hear that. The other day I was on Sarah Gonzalez's show, and I don't know if you saw this, but the mayor out in California, can't remember which city, but he was kids were there. It was for ages 15 and up. They were doing this drag thing. Burbank, and the mayor of Burbank, and one of the drag queens was spanking him. He was bent over the table. They were spanking him. I started describing to Sarah what would happen if I walked up and started spanking you, made you bend over the table, all this kind of stuff. I said, when we say it, it sounds really, really creepy. But here they are acting it out.
It's so, so bizarre.
Yeah.
How is that okay? How can that person have some form of office and
any authority
and any authority, like to be a teacher, to be a cop, to anything, like, and you're being publicly spanked by an adult?
Yeah. A man in drag.
Just insane.
Anyway, it's crazy. All right, we got to go to break. Hey, Saturday, September 23rd, your opportunity to own some prime Texas acreage at wholesale prices. That sounds pretty good to me. I mean, I shouldn't say that to you, Natalie. You already own all the Texas land.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it's such a big palatial estate you live on. It's crazy. I haven't been invited. But anyway, I want to introduce you to the Overlook at Richland Chambers, where you can find never before offered 2 to 4 acre lake estates for only $79,900. $79,900. I feel like I'm on Hot on Homes right now.
See?
Right? See? Hey, come see why this is the best wholesale land value in the state of Texas. On Saturday, September 23rd, you could also own a rare 8+ acre direct dockable property with over 545 feet of shoreline for only $199.9. Less than an hour from Dallas and only 2 hours from Houston. These properties are serviced by paved roads and utilities. By now, you have the freedom to choose your own builder and build when you're ready. Located in the mecca of outdoor activities, including some of the best fishing in Texas, there's a huge demand for lake property in Texas with breathtaking lake views. This is perfect for second home, retirement, or full-time lake living. Hey, no HOA. That's right, no HOA. Buy directly from the developer and save thousands on September 23rd. These properties are wholesale priced to sell in one day, and they're going to sell that day. Call 765-LAKE now or online at txlakefront.com. That's txlakefront.com. We'll be right back. So, talking about that deal in New Mexico, that governor, I mean, she did, I referenced it a little while ago, she doubled down on that unconstitutional order. Play clip number 2, guys.
We just heard from the sheriff. He joins the attorney general and others who say they won't enforce it. It's unconstitutional. Why do it if it can't be enforced?
Well, that's their opinion. They have no bold actions. They don't have any plans for reducing gun violence. Every single aspect in terms of preventing gun violence, funds, crime labs, more than $150 million for retention, bonuses, and recruitment of new police officers. I'm focused on one thing. We have the 3rd highest gun-related injuries in the country, 90% higher than the national average. We lost 143 children between 2017 and 2021. It is unacceptable, and it calls for immediate and swift and bold action. And frankly, the evidence bears out over and over again. Fewer guns on the streets makes everyone safer.
Now, again, you're penalizing the law-abiding gun carriers and gun owners, and you're not touching the criminals. In fact, at the press conference the other day, they pushed back and they asked her, they said, do you think this will stop the criminals? And she said, no.
She's such an idiot.
The level of absurdity here and ignorance is just mind-blowing.
Well, it worked in Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean,
in Chicago, they said, hey, listen, if you could just not kill anybody between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m., that's what we would prefer. That'd be great. Yeah. Like, just stop shooting each other for the 12 hours from 9 to 9 through the night. And didn't work, but whatever. It's not going to work for this either. This is the equivalent of telling the drunk drivers. I said this on Sarah's show the other day. This is like saying, hey, we're going to get rid of all sober drivers. Just let the drunk drivers drive. And that way, if somebody gets killed on the road, it's another drunk driver. The sober drivers, we just get them off the road, take them out of play. It's a bad analogy, but you see the point on it, right? The lawbreakers are the ones we're going to let, keep operating the vehicles.
But we'll keep the normal people on the streets, the law-abiding citizens, so then they can be the ones that are going to be shot.
Hope you make it. Or just say, you can be on the street, you just can't have a car. So a drunk person may run over you. You don't even at least have the protection of getting the car hit instead of your body.
It's absurd, but we are seeing this being done in California as well, to a different extent.
And I've said this over and over, but for all of the bad, and their numbers are bad when it comes to statistics. However, if we had the chance to know how many lives are saved because of the good guy having a gun, which happens every single day.
Every day.
And it's never reported on. The good guy stops a lot of crime, and that's because they are law-abiding citizens who are exercising their 2A rights to be able to, carry and protect.
My grandmother is actually one of those people. Yeah. So
she's our age.
So no, she's much older.
Maybe your age now.
So my grandma, this had to been about 20 years ago. She was coming home and there was a burglar that had a gun and he was about to shoot at them. She took out her gun. She's, concealed carry, and she shot above his head and stopped him. Yeah. And then actually they did like a citizen's arrest, and then the cops came. But this is an old lady, and she even did this.
I love it.
Yeah. So
happens every day.
Yeah, there are people that are protecting and serving our community and everything. But for them to take the guns away from good Americans is just insane.
But that's what they want to do.
Yeah, they want chaos, though. That's literally their goal. They want to destroy their state.
Well, I appreciate the fact that a lot of these sheriffs, including Bernalillo County, where they're in New Mexico, that's Albuquerque, which is one of the places that she was targeting, which a lot of the crime happens. That sheriff said, well, I'm not enforcing that. We're not doing that. And then, of course, you've had a lot of protesters out there with their guns saying, nah, not going to comply.
Well, that's their opinion.
Yeah.
Shows the power of local government too, so sheriffs do have obviously a huge say in that. So it's unconstitutional, so the cops should not be enforcing this, and we'll see what ends up happening. I did listen the other day on Tim Pool, though. He was talking about how these guys might not be arrested now, but they have footage of all these people that were out exercising their right to carry, and they could come to their door any day. Yeah.
We've seen that. With the precedent that's been set with January 6th.
Yeah.
Because again, you could throw the book out when it comes to logic.
That poor
anymore.
Owen look what he's going
Owen
through.
Schroyer, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
yeah.
Owen Schroyer, you know, for being a TV host, talking about it.
Yeah.
They gave him 60 days. I mean, 60 days in federal penitentiary. Doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, Owen Schroyer is a host on InfoWars, you know, which is Alex Jones's network, and they're going to give him I mean, you know, we talked about that, Brandon. You and I. I mean, it's just that's stupid. That's ridiculous.
It's insane. Federal prison is a rough place to get
I mean,
sent.
it's basically saying, hey, we're going to send him in there. Hope you make it.
Yeah, like we're basically hoping you get killed in prison.
Yeah.
That's in essence, that's what it is. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's a potential death sentence, and be like, oops.
Yeah. I mean, they're taking away obviously our First Amendment now.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotten to such a disgusting point, but I pray for him, and obviously he has the support of a lot of Americans, and I thank people like that every day, because if it's not for people like you, him, that are standing up for us, I mean, I don't know what would happen to us.
Well, it's a matter of time they're going to try to come after all of us. I mean, they're trying to set the precedents right now. And Tim was right. I mean, you know, they've got the footage. Now they come back 6 months from now when the stuff dies down and says, okay, look, you violated this.
Yeah, they don't even have to tell you what it's for.
Yeah, and we're gonna come deal with you. And it's crazy, folks. I mean, that's why you got to stay vigilant on this stuff. It's
Next,
insane.
it's going to be like search history. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you looking into?
Thought police.
Yeah.
It's there. All right, we're not done. Hang tight. We'll be right back. All right, we got to go, but Bri's going to come back and do overtime with me, so we're going to sit down and have a more in-depth conversation. Natalie, don't stay gone for 2 years, okay?
No, we'll just, quit firing me.
Yeah.
Quit firing me.
Quit expecting money for your work.
Well,
all right?
I'm worth it.
This is a socialist economy around here.
Okay, good. It sounds like it.
Yeah. Make sure you're following both of them on social media, Natalie Woods 22. Bri, your Instagram is?
It's Bri Teresi.
Yep.
Yeah, BRITERESI.
She needs some followers. I
need a few more.
Yeah.
You had 1 million? How many are you at now?
On Instagram, 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah,
Look at you. I mean, 0.5.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the 0.5.
Way behind Kim Kardashian. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, I've told you this. I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to be in Kansas City all weekend long at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. Going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, 5 shows. The tickets are selling fast, but there are a few left, so come hang out with Jesse Payton and me all weekend long. Next week, I will be in Wyoming and South Dakota. Go to watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is. And if you guys have not joined Blaze TV, go to blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. Get that annual subscription. And you remember, you can still go shopping anywhere on the Blaze and use promo code Chad. If you get into my collection, go get my favorite shirt. I went to the White House and all I got was this crummy T-shirt and a bag of cocaine. All right? Go get that shirt. Wear it to Walmart. Wear it to Sunday school. I don't care. Bri, Natalie, I love you both.
Love you.
And thanks for coming on. We love you guys. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love y'all.
Bye.